Hello everyone, and welcome to the second of our 4 troubleshooting system startup issues labs, where we're applying information we've been learning throughout the course into some common system startup issues that you might experience as an IT technician. This is just going to help further your CompTIA A+ skills in being able to identify and troubleshoot. Let's go ahead and take this look at the second lab that we're going to be completing. Okay, our scenario here is that we work part-time at a computer repair store, and a customer brought us a computer in for repairs. The computer has the following specifications. It has an AMD processor, it has 8 gig of DDR3 memory, there are 2 SATA drives in which one of those has our operating system installed, and the other with just for storage. We also have a single SATA optical drive that we can see here. Now we have replaced the power supply here at the computer repair store, but now the computer will not boot. So we need to diagnose the problems. You know you successfully completed this when, if you've got everything done right, your system starts up, and you can then get into the Windows, and all drives are shown in the Windows File Explorer. So let's take a look at what we're working with here. We know we've worked on the power supply. So let's start there and work our way back. If we take a look over here, it looks like we have the system plugged in. If we click on the back of this, we can verify that by clicking on the cord. And then we can look at the outlet, which it is plugged in. So we've got that part done. If we scroll in here, take a look at the on-off switch for our power supply, we'll see that it is in the wrong position, so we're going to click that to the on position. So there's one thing we've done. Now let's take a look at the inside of our motherboard. Let's start with our power supply, and let's go and look at all those critical areas that we know should be in. We should definitely make sure our 20+4 is plugged in. Alright, our power supply for our fan is plugged in. Looks like we're missing our 4-pin motherboard connector there for our CPU. So let's go ahead and click on here. And if you look down here, here is our 4-pin power supply connector. So let's plug that in. So those critical components are plugged in. Well, let's check power going to our 2 SATA drives. So let's go to our drive bays. And right away you can see that we're missing a 15-pin power supply connector going to this SATA drive. So let's scroll over here through our power supply connectors. We'll find an unconnected 15-pin SATA, drag that into place. Alright, so we've made sure all the critical elements have got power to them. Let's see if we are able to boot our system. If we can see our BIOS, and then we want to recognize it, see if the BIOS does come up. Let's see if we see that we had our 8 gig of memory, and then we can check and see if both of these drives are being, or all 3 of these drives are shown in our Windows Explorer. We're going to go to the front, we'll hit the power button. No beeps, so that's good. And our BIOS is loading. It was so fast we weren't able to see it. So we're going to our Windows operating system, which is Windows 10. We'll go into File Explorer just to see if our optical drive is shown. Missed that by 1. There we go. There's our optical drive, and we have our storage and our main system disk. So that looks good. Now to check our memory, we'll just go ahead and right click on this PC, go to Properties, look at our system information. Lots of ways we could check this, but this is just one of the easiest ways. 8192 megabytes, so we know that we have our 8 gig of memory. Looks like everything's good. We'll click Done just to make sure. And we got a 100% score, which is what we expected, and all green check marks. We were able to complete all the required tasks, and our system was able to start up. Now we can get the system returned to the customer now that it's got a good power supply and everything is up and running as expected. Hopefully during this lab of troubleshooting the system startup issues, you realize that whenever you're changing a part out, if in case something happens where it doesn't start up into a normal operating state, retrace your steps. Start with the work that you completed first, and then systematically go through and check everything that's critical. Make sure all your work was done complete the second time. Hopefully you'll get it right in the first time. Thanks for joining along during this quick video of troubleshooting system startup issues, and I hope you will be joining me in the next, which will be our third of the series of 4 troubleshooting system startup videos.